Hello and welcome to JoyNews Prime with me, Razak Musbao. We are coming to you from our studios here at Kokomlemle. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up, Foreign Ministry suspends the contracts. And also in this bulletin, it is March and it is Ghana Month on Joy. Your superstation has unveiled interesting programs to commemorate the month, including an adventure in the Volta region.
To be fun this March on Joy, yes. I kid you not.
And when we are done with that, we come back for a kinky party.
Kinky with song.
Yes.
Squid.
Absolutely.
All the cannas you can think about. The different kinds of pepper. I like those ones.
We've got some more here on the bulletin. Please do stay. Hello, welcome back. Now, the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, says the devastation caused by coastal erosion in the southern part of the Volta region is a national security threat, calling for emergency intervention to curb the destruction and ensure the safety and well-being of residents in the affected communities. Speaking during the presentation of some relief items to the victims, he stated that the government will prioritize the well-being of the people to mitigate the destruction caused by the sea. Now, over 100 homes have been destroyed as the sea claimed communities along southern Volta.
Makafi Atai was born and raised up in the Agave community of the Ketu South municipality in the Volta region. Her home and survival are threatened by the devastations of coastal erosion, which continue to wash away her community. The recent incidents left the community devastated as homes and cemeteries, among others, were affected. This is my father's house. I stayed here since infancy. The sea used to be some kilometers away, but in 2019, we started experiencing coastal erosions. We were at the roadside, far away from the sea, but the erosion had gotten to us. You see the sea hit the wall. It makes a loud noise, and then the wall collapses. It is having a psychological effect on us. The Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, was left in shock after assessing the devastation caused.
Has actually made it a national security issue. Houses have been washed away, cemeteries are gone, and a lot of things, and the psychological trauma that the people are going through, including children and women, calls for urgent action. That is why we are here. Now that the road is also going, and from the look of things, communities and the land behind the road is far below sea level. So if nothing is done urgently and we allow the sea to cross the road continuously, the degree of devastation that we'll see cannot be contained.
In the interim, some relief items were presented to the over 510 victims affected by the recent disaster in the enclave. However, the residents appealed for the completion of the sea defense to protect their communities. We don't need rice or maize. All we need is for them to complete the sea defense so we can be safe and take care of ourselves. A Ghana gas shelter project where about 15 units of 2-bedroom apartments are to be constructed has stalled. Residents are praying for its early completion to help in the proposed evacuation exercise. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Agaveji.
Now, the Foreign Ministry has suspended the construction of passport application centers the purchase of new vehicles and other projects as it grapples with a staggering 450 million cedis debt. Despite this, JoyNews is also learning that Ghana's financial commitment to bodies like the ECOWAS, the African Union, the United Nations are in arrears. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who confirmed this, says the development has led to severe expenditure measures that even affect him.
The debt situation is really frightening. And to answer your question directly, the Foreign Ministry was not left out. I have also met colossal arrears of about 453 million Ghana cedis, largely our assessed contributions to international organizations we belong to, and a number of projects started that have not been paid for.
So to explain for the understanding of our audience, what do you mean when you talk about these?
So assets contributions, as members of international organizations such as ECOWAS, AU, UN, you have to pay up every year, and so it's called assets contributions. We have huge arrears to clear. And
to the tune of
453 million Ghana cedis. That's huge. So in preparing the 2025 budget, we had to suspend a lot of projects. What my departments brought when we had our first management meeting, they wanted about 3.3 billion Ghana cedis, but we had to slash it, looking at the arrear situation.
Now, some players in the rural banking industry are anticipating growth in the sector with the government full settlement of domestic debt exchange program coupons. This comes in the announced creation of a sinking fund for maturing bonds for July and August. Board chairman of the ARB Apex Bank, Dr. Tony Obin, believes access to the funds by the rural banks will enhance the operations to benefit rural economies. Yao Jima has more in the following report.
Figures from the ARB Apex Bank indicate the rural banking sector incurred a loss of 1.1 billion cedis after the completion of the domestic debt exchange program. This has disrupted the growth trajectory of rural and community banks. Following the assumption of power by the John Mahama administration, the Ministry of Finance disbursed a payment in cash coupon of over 6 billion cedis, depositing over 9 billion cedis into the Debt Service Recovery CD account. Board chairman of the ARB Apex Bank, Dr. Tony Obin, reveals though many rural banks have re-strategized to stay profitable, the payment of coupons will improve the financials.
It is very good that the President of the Republic, President John Dramani Mahama, has taken a positive look at it, because if you don't give money to businesses, how are they going to expand the economy? How are they going to, how would you get the economy running? Because the monies are locked up somewhere. And in addition to that, we have the locked up funds, which is significant and actually distressing some of the rural banks. So I think we need to thank President Mahama for taking this bold step. Sometimes you wonder why the previous government couldn't do that, and he is able to do that. So we really appreciate that.
Other players in the sector have high hopes of economic restoration with the payment of matured coupons. Dr. Alexander Asma is CEO of Amenfiman Rural Bank.
Any of those customers did their investment through my bank, then they are going to be comfortable now to receive their funds back, because really people have been very, very much affected, and so there will be confidence back in the system. And we believe that as our economy improves, definitely I expect that there will be a review of the entire structure of the DEP, and then the institutions can also get a bailout. But the point is that without it, we're still limbo-footed, and we're still doing what we have to do.
Meanwhile, the Amenfima Rural Bank has celebrated some of its customers in Ashanti region, rewarding them for their loyalty. For Joy News, Nana Yaljima, Kumasi.
Now, the dried fruit sector in Ghana exported products worth some $7.15 million in 2022. With the potential to increase its exports, players in the sector are lamenting access to sustainable financing. According to the managing partner of Knox Consulting Limited, Sheila Asigbe Yeboah, developing tailor-made financial products will help realize the full potential of the sector. She spoke to Joy Business at a finance roundtable for fruit sector actors.
Under the Ghana Dried Fruit Project brought together fruit sector agri-businesses and 15 financial institutions to deliberate on sustainable financing solutions for the sector. The discussion centered on innovative investment mechanisms and financial accessibility for dried fruit producers, processors, and exporters. Speaking to Joy Business, managing partner of Knox Consulting Limited, Sheila Asigbe Yeboah, called for improved access to funding for the sector.
A lot of the interventions that are being pushed through this project requires the companies to, get some capital injection in their production processes, in their processing lines, in acquiring certification, etc., expanding production to meet market and all that. So that's basically what it is. We also have sent them to Europe to have first-hand contact with the European market and EU trade fairs. And so we're in the Netherlands, we were in France last year just to experience it. And it was amazing, the kind of contacts they built, the companies that were interested in working with them. It only buttresses the fact that we need the financial sector to partner with the fruit sector to be able to meet the burgeoning demand that's ongoing.
Chief Operating Officer of the Ghana Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, Gesao Samuel Yeboah, reaffirmed their commitment to supporting the fruit sector.
I think that the scheme is helping the banks to lend more and also to lend better. The businesses are being built to a bigger scale. So I think they are doing well. We don't just guarantee loan facilities after the guarantee offer or after the loan, these loans have been disbursed, we go ahead to monitor and to provide technical assistance to support the businesses be able to perform to repay the loan. So I think that is also working. Our monitoring and our technical service is helping these businesses to build up and to work successfully.
The CBI Ghana Dried Fruit Project, funded by the Netherlands Ministry of Foreign Affairs, seeks to contribute to the Ghanaian processed food subsector to generate employment.
Now, some members of the clergy are advocating the strict enforcement of legal frameworks governing churches in the country. Bishop Francis Sapon of Calvary Charismatic Baptist Church observes many churches in Ghana fail to comply with critical legal and ethical dimensions of pastoral ministry. In his new book, Bishop Sapon provides practical guidance and insights into church registration, financial regulations, and the application of the church's constitution. There is more in the following report.
Although there are legislations governing churches in Ghana, its enforcement have become problematic, with a number of churches failing to institute measures to protect the congregation. The pastoral law, authored by Bishop Francis Sapon, offers in-depth insights into a range of topics, including the legal framework for churches, employment law, and intellectual property. The book is expected to be a valuable resource for persons involved in ministry, providing clarity and guidance on the legal and ethical aspects of pastoral care. Bishop Francis Sapon shares his inspiration for writing the 14-chapter book, which seeks to elevate pastoral ministry in Ghana.
These are laws that are there but not enforced. Those of us working abroad, they are there, and most of us comply with it. If you don't, you'll be in trouble. Hello. But the things in this applies to everybody. If you apply these things, it will help you. So I believe that it's something, it's a wake-up call for us.
Head pastor of the Living Faith Ministries International Church, Rima City, Bishop Dominic Alute, highlighted the importance of the book to impacting the society and not only the church.
So it's very important. You must know the laws that regulate church work, church activity, and all that. There are a lot of laws that governs a lot of areas of our life that we don't know, and ignorance of the law is never an excuse.
A patron, Michael Kuma, is positive of the impact of the new book to national development.
All that is in this book, we don't have them in place in our country, but we don't respect them as well, even though we are just told that it's in the law. We are not being seeing them inactive. I got this book to go through it and have knowledge to impact the generation that will come after me. The wisdom is the one that sustains man in ministry, even in life.
Jennifer August reports for Joy News.
After 3 years of service, 6 ministers of Life Ahead Vision Ministries have been officially confirmed into full pastoral leadership. The ceremony was a moment of reflection and renewal as Reverend Dr. Waku reminded the congregation that ministry is not without challenges. However, he encouraged the newly confirmed pastors to remain steadfast, trusting in God to guide them through. Ivy Setuje reports.
After 3 years of dedicated service, 6 ministers of God as the Life Ahead Vision Ministries and Tema have officially been confirmed into full pastoral leadership. The confirmation ceremony held at the church's headquarters was led by Reverend Dr. David Kofi Waku, the founder of the church, who encouraged the ministers to stay steadfast in their faith despite the challenges of pastoral work.
My sincere prayer is that my ministers should understand our mission statement. They should understand that Life Ahead is not just a church, but it's a ministry to really help people to identify their talents, to develop them in line with Christ-like manner. Then they will use it to solve societal problems.
Among the confirmed ministers is Lady Pastor Miriam Tugbowofia.
If you realize in our church, I'm the only female pastor. So for me, it's as much as the calling, it's a purpose. I feel like I'm serving as a good example to young females or younger people who want to take up this mantle, but they feel that they are young. And it's like someone asked me that, why do you want to trade your 20s to do the work of God? Because usually it's in your 20s that you are allowed to make all the mistakes. And I said to them, I don't want to make any mistake. So that's why I'm doing it now.
Reverend Keto has been speaking with the media.
Today, me wearing a clerical of Life Ahead Vision Ministry, I believe I'm very happy because, one, to me, it's also a sign of humility that I'm humbling myself under the leadership of Life Ahead Vision Ministry to operate as a full reverend in the church.
The congregation expressed their excitement and offered prayers for the confirmed ministers, wishing them success in their spiritual journey. The ceremony ended with a powerful section of worship and thanksgiving as the newly confirmed ministers step into their roles with renewed commitment to the kingdom of God. Ivy Satoji, JoyNews, Tema.
You're watching JoyNews Prime. Zach Musbar. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more. Please do stay. Welcome back. Now, it is March and it is Ghana Month on Joy. Your superstation will explore the inspiration behind some of Ghana's traditional clothes, Adinkra symbols and their meanings, traditional foods, and many more each day in this month of March. Now, from the 21st to the 23rd of March, we go on a trip with our lovely listeners away from Accra to some of the Volta region's most iconic tourist sites. According to Programs Manager Adam Knight, today, patrons of Joy FM's Volta Adventure will tour the Pando Lake View Zip Line, Tafi Atome Monkey Sanctuary, and cultural village, Mount Gemi, Amejofe waterfalls, among many others. She also noted that there will be various recreational activities at the Volta Serene Hotel where the tourists will be accommodated. The trip costs just 3,500 Ghana cedis to cover transportation, accommodation, and food. Here is Adam Naite's interaction with Lexus Bill on the Drive Time show on Joy FM.
It was quite exciting.
It was really amazing, yeah.
So we do the Taffy Monkey Sanctuary. From the Monkey Sanctuary, we drive straight to Volta Serene.
Volta Serene
That's where we are
Hotel.
lodging. We're lodging at Volta Serene Hotel for 2 nights.
Okay.
So that first night, we'll have the whole welcome thing, the coconut and, you know, the cultural welcome and all that. Then we will have dinner. A lot of akpala. Like you remember the akpala and
of course, the very
adame.
Ay.
You have banku. A lot of indigenous,
Have you forgotten the dance before the dinner?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. All of that. So a lot of, you know, indigenous foods will be available for us to have dinner. Then when we are done with dinner, we will have the bobobo night. Proper bobobo night. Yeah, those who have 2 left legs, no worry. Like this, we'll get to learn how to dance bobobo that night.
Your line is breaking.
After the bobobo night, we can retire. I'm sure by which time we'll be tired. So people will go and rest in their cozy Volta Serene beds, right?
Yeah.
Then we'll wake up the next morning. We'll do breakfast. After breakfast, we get on board our buses and then straight to Gemi.
Mount Gemi.
We'll do Mount Gemi.
Okay.
From Mount Gemi, we go to the Amejope waterfalls. And we get to, you know, get dives. I remember last year's waterfalls. Where did we? Which of?
Oh, that was also in the Kapim Enclave there.
Yeah, last year when we did the camp, it was so beautiful. I'm like, oh God, I didn't go with any swimming costume. Like, I was amazed at how people got into the falls. You know, so we'll do that at Amejope, and then there's also a canopy walk there. We'll do the canopy walk as well.
Okay.
Then when we are done with, plus lunch.
Okay.
And then we will come back to the hotel. And that's the night I am looking forward to. Ask me why.
What's happening?
Yeah. So when we come back to the hotel, you know Volta Serene, they have a very big game room.
Yeah.
So you can come with the children, even yourself. When we come back, we'll make sure we come back a bit early so that you can have time at the game room. You want to relax and all that. But in Reno, the nightclub.
Oh boy.
With DJ Black Play.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a whole nightclub because they have a well set up nightclub.
Wow.
And we will be there that evening. And then there will be a movie night. So those of you who don't really want to dance, you can go and watch a movie. Or if you want to sleep, that is you. I am not done. When we wake up in the morning on Sunday.
That's Sunday morning.
Yes, we have breakfast. And then, they go like, it's done. We are heading back to Accra. No. Once we get to Atimpuku, we take a right turn. We're going to Dodi.
Oh, the Dodi Princess?
Oh, yes. We'll be on the ferry. Wow. We'll have lunch on the ferry with live band and, you know, all the fun activities you can think about before we head back home to Accra. And I haven't talked about all the giveaways that are going to be on the trip. You know, last year we gave out a lot of fabrics and all of those. So it's going to be a fun, packed trip. Ask me how much.
Well, let me just guess, because for 2 nights stay at Volta
and
Serene,
everything inclusive, breakfast, lunch, dinner, Dodi, all the tours, everything.
Not less than $500. That's circa 7K or something.
Oh, how? Half it, 3,500.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's all.
But the weekend after that, we're doing the Accra High Street walking tour. Now, there's so many amazing tourist attractions on the Accra High Street. And I'm talking from the Christian Borg Castle, that's Osu Castle, to the Independence Square, the Black Star Square, the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, all the way down to the lighthouse on the Jamestown, that area. Now, we're putting together a special day, one morning. We're all going to converge at the Osu Castle and take a tour of all these amazing places on foot. Yes.
I've started my exercise.
So even though it's great exercise, it's not just, a walk where you're walking for fitness only. you're walking to these tourist sites like the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, there's Asumdie Park, the Christian Bock Castle, and I'm excited about this because there's a lot of history on that street.
No, it's going to be fun this March on Joy.
Yes.
I kid you not.
And when we are done with that, we come back for a kinky party.
Kinky with song.
Yes.
Squid.
Absolutely.
All the cannas you can think about. The different kinds of pepper. I like those ones.
Boy, oh boy.
And next is I will be leaving in the next 1 minute, right? And then on the 15th of March, you know, Showbiz A to Z, they usually would go around to have tourism conversations. We've done Cape Coast, Kumasi, Volta region. This year we are doing it in Accra. So the focus will be on the Ga people, and that's going to come up also on the 15th. Then we have our focus on Ghana activities coming up. Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, Monday, Tuesdays and Thursdays on Joy FM. We'll brief you. We'll give you all the details. So this Ghana month, you want to follow us and learn so much more.
Exciting time on Joy FM this Ghana month and on all multimedia platforms. Do make a day. That's all we have for you on JoyNews Prime. I'm Razak Musbah. Coming up at 8 is the poll with M5 Power. Please stay tuned to join us.